At dawn, Amara sang by the river, her voice so sweet that even the fishermen froze mid-net. Birds circled above, their wings brushing the morning mist. An old woman at the bank gasped softly and whispered, "The river goddess has returned." The world felt still, spellbound by sound. Yet from behind the palm trees, unseen and quiet, Nena watched, her eyes narrowing like a snake coiling in jealousy. Nena, daughter of the chief, burned inside as the villagers praised Amara. "Amara this, Amara that," they said, their faces glowing with admiration. She threw down her basket of palm fruits, her bracelets jingling in anger. "Well, see how long they worship her," she muttered, dust rising around her feet. That evening, as drums echoed across the hills, she vowed to outshine Amara at the coming moon festival, no matter the cost. When Amara was a child, a storm once carried her close to the river's heart. Her mother found her humming softly, her small voice calming the wind and rain. An old priestess came that night, her eyes glowing like fireflies. Her song called the river to sleep, she said solemnly. But before leaving, the priestess warned, "A gift that draws love will also draw envy. Guard her voice carefully, or it may bring sorrow." The town crier's gong thundered across the morning air. "Hear ye! The prince of Umuro seeks a wife. Every maiden must bring a gift or talent to the moon festival." Cheers broke out across Nkata. Girls began dreaming of palaces and crowns. But Nena smiled darkly. "Let her sing before the prince," she whispered to her friends. "Then we'll see how pure her magic is. That will be her end." Her laughter carried like a curse. At the market, jealous girls whispered behind calabashes. "Amara's voice is not natural," one said. "She must use charms," another hissed. Amara overheard but kept quiet, her heart heavy. An old woman beside her touched her arm gently. "Child," she said, "silence is the armor of the pure." Amara smiled weakly, though her chest ached. Behind a pillar, Nena smirked. "Let's see how long silence protects her," she muttered, grinding her teeth. Drums echoed through Nkata as the festival drew near. Tailors sewed bright wrappers, and girls practiced dances till their feet ached. Amara's mother brought out a blue head tie, the color of calm waters. "Wear this," she said softly, "so the river remembers you kindly." Amara smiled, tears glimmering in her eyes. But that night, far from laughter, Nena crept through the shadows toward the old forest shrine, seeking help from something far darker. Under a crooked tree, Nena knelt before a flickering clay pot. A voice, cold and sharp as wind through reeds, rose from the smoke. "You seek to outshine her?" it hissed. "Then silence her forever." Trembling, she nodded. The spirit's hand emerged, pale as ash, holding a small pot of cursed oil. "Rub it on her lips before she sings," it whispered. "Then her voice will belong to the river." Nena smiled, her eyes gleaming. The next day, Nena appeared at Amara's doorstep carrying kola nuts and fake smiles. "Sister," she said sweetly, "let us bathe at sunset for the goddess' blessing. It will bring good fortune before the festival." Amara hesitated, sensing something strange in her tone. Her mother's eyes narrowed. "Beware the one who praises too sweetly," she warned. But Amara's heart was gentle. She nodded. "Just a short visit to the river, Mama," she promised. As the sun melted behind the trees, the two girls walked to the river, their shadows stretching long and thin. The water rippled oddly, whispering as if it held a secret. Suddenly, Amara heard a soft voice rise from the current, gentle but warning, "Do not trust the one beside you." She looked around, startled. Nena smiled sweetly, her hands behind her back. Slowly, she opened the clay pot, its cursed scent filling the air. Amara knelt to wash her face, her reflection glimmering like light on glass. Behind her, Nena's eyes hardened. With one swift motion, she shoved Amara forward. "Let's see you sing now," she hissed. Amara gasped, arms flailing, before the river swallowed her whole. The current churned violently, then went still. Nenna stumbled back, shaking. It was an accident, she whispered to herself, running home as night crept over the silent, watching waters. When Amara did not return, her mother rushed to the riverbank, calling her name until her voice cracked. Villagers gathered, searching the reeds and rocks. Only Nenna stood apart, her eyes downcast. The old priestess appeared, leaning on her staff. "The river does not take the innocent without purpose," she murmured. That night, as the village slept in sorrow, a soft song drifted from the river, faint but unmistakably Amara's voice, echoing in grief. Deep beneath the water, Amara awoke surrounded by glowing fish and soft blue light. A tall, radiant woman rose from the depths, her skin like moonlit waves. "Do not fear," she said. "I am the river goddess. You have been betrayed, but your gift must live." She placed a hand on Amara's chest. "Sing once more, and truth will flow through all hearts." The river shimmered as Amara's spirit joined its eternal, singing current. In Nkata, no one could sleep. The night wind carried a melody, soft, sorrowful, and hauntingly beautiful. Some villagers said Amara's spirit was singing. Others closed their doors in fear. But Nenna tossed restlessly, sweat beading her brow. In her dream, the river rose to her neck, whispering her name. She awoke with a scream, staring into her water bowl, where her reflection smiled back at her with Amara's calm, accusing eyes. Morning came bright and festive. The palace courtyard shimmered with color as drums beat and maidens lined up before the prince. Nenna walked proudly beside her father, head high, jewels flashing. The chief raised his voice, "Behold my daughter, the jewel of Nkata." The prince studied her quietly, his gaze thoughtful. "Beauty is common," he said. "Let us see if her heart holds any grace." His words stung, but Nenna forced a smile. Each maiden stepped forward to offer her gift, woven baskets, stories, dances. Then came Nenna's turn. She lifted her chin and said boldly, "I will sing." Gasps rippled through the crowd. But she was never known to sing. Someone whispered. The prince leaned forward, curious. Nenna drew a deep breath, ready to prove herself. But as the first note left her lips, something inside her twisted horribly, and the air filled with dreadful noise. Instead of a melody, frogs croaked from her throat, deep, broken sounds that made children scream. The drums stopped. Women covered their mouths in horror. The chief hid his face in shame. Nenna tried again, but only croaks came, louder and uglier. Tears ran down her face. Then a breeze swept through the courtyard, carrying a hauntingly beautiful tune from far away, the same song Amara had once sung by the river. Everyone turned toward the forest, where the melody grew stronger, weaving through trees like silver threads. "It's her," a little boy shouted. "The river sings again." The crowd rushed after the sound, hearts pounding. The prince followed, his royal robe brushing the dust. The closer they came, the clearer it grew, a song of sorrow, truth, and forgiveness. The river itself seemed alive, its surface glowing softly in rhythm with every note. At the riverbank, mist swirled like breath. The prince knelt, gazing into the glowing water. Then, slowly, a silhouette rose, Amara, radiant, her blue head tie shining like a crown. Gasps filled the air. Her feet touched the surface, yet did not sink. "Truth flows where lies drown," she said, her voice gentle as rain. The river shimmered behind her, whispering the secret it had kept through the night. The villagers trembled in awe. The crowd gathered in silence. Amara spoke, her eyes calm. She told of Nenna's deceit, the push, and the mercy of the river goddess. Each word seemed to wash away the lies that had stained the air. When she finished, all eyes turned to Nenna. Her knees buckled. "Forgive me," she cried, her voice trembling like a leaf. The prince's gaze darkened. The old priestess stepped forward, her staff glowing faintly with river light. "Let the river judge," said the priestess, striking her staff upon the ground. Thunder rolled across the sky. Water rose in swirling columns around Nenna, lifting her from the earth. She screamed, but the only sound was the croaking of frogs. Then the river fell silent again, leaving her trembling and mute upon the sand. The villagers bowed their heads, knowing justice had spoken in a language beyond their understanding, the will of the goddess. The prince turned to Amara, eyes filled with wonder. "You sang truth even when the world silenced you," he said softly. "That is the strength my kingdom needs." He bowed before her, his royal beads glinting in the morning light. The crowd gasped. "Will you be my queen?" he asked. Amara looked at the villagers, then at Nenna, silent and broken. Her mother's voice echoed in her mind, "Even honey attracts jealous flies." Amara walked to Nenna and knelt beside her. "I forgive you," she said, her tone calm but firm. "May your heart find peace in the silence you once wished upon me." Nenna's eyes filled with tears. She tried to speak, but no words came, only the faint croak of regret. The villagers watched, amazed at Amara's mercy. The prince smiled softly. Even the river's ripples stilled, as if listening to the purity in her voice. That night, Amara dreamed once more of the river goddess, whose smile glowed brighter than moonlight. "You have turned pain into light," the goddess said. "Your song shall bless generations." From the water rose a crown made of silver ripples, resting lightly upon Amara's head. "Go, and let your voice heal hearts." Amara bowed. When she awoke, the dawn breeze carried the sound of villagers chanting her name in gratitude and endless admiration. By the riverbank, under the wide blue sky, Amara and the prince were crowned. The villagers danced, their drums echoing like heartbeats of joy. As Amara sang once more, soft rain began to fall, gentle, cleansing, sacred. The old priestess smiled. "The goddess blesses this union," she said. The river glowed one last time, shimmering like liquid silver, before becoming still. Peace settled over Nkata like a warm, eternal embrace. Years passed, and mothers told their daughters the story of Amara, the girl who was hated for her sweet voice. They said, "Sing with truth, and your voice will never die." Her tale became legend, carried by wind and water alike. And when the river sang on quiet nights, the villagers listened, remembering, jealousy silences itself, but truth sings forever, bright and untamed, in every heart that dares to be pure.